April 14, 1865, a day that changed American history forever. On this day, President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated while watching a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Here are some key facts about this tragic event. The assassin, John Wilkes Booth, was a famous actor and Confederate sympathizer who had planned the assassination with a group of co-conspirators. Booth shot Lincoln in the back of the head while he was watching the play Our American Cousin in the presidential box. Lincoln was rushed to a nearby house, where he died the next day. Booth fled the scene and went into hiding, but was eventually tracked down and killed by Union soldiers 12 days later. Lincoln's assassination shocked the nation and plunged the country into a period of mourning and uncertainty, as Vice President Andrew Johnson assumed the presidency. Booth's co-conspirators were also apprehended and put on trial, with 4 of them eventually executed for their role in the assassination. Lincoln's death had a profound impact on American history and is seen as a pivotal moment in the country's development, marking the end of the Civil War and the beginning of a new era of Reconstruction and healing. Remembering this tragic event in American history is important to understanding the impact that Abraham Lincoln had on the country and the enduring legacy he left behind. Booth's motive for assassinating Lincoln was to revive the Confederate cause and avenge the South's defeat in the Civil War. He believed that killing Lincoln would destabilize the Union government and give the Confederacy a chance to regroup. Lincoln's death was not the only assassination plot that Booth had planned. He had also targeted Vice President Johnson and Secretary of State William Seward for assassination on the same night, but only succeeded in killing Lincoln. The manhunt for Booth was one of the largest and most intensive in American history. Booth and his co-conspirator David Harold fled Washington, D.C. and made their way to Virginia, where they were eventually trapped in a barn. Harold surrendered, but Booth refused to come out, and was shot by Union soldiers when the barn was set on fire. The trial of Booth's co-conspirators was controversial, with many people believing that they had not received a fair trial. Some argue that the trial was a show trial intended to justify the government's actions and prevent any further Confederate uprisings. Lincoln's death had a profound impact on the country, both in the short term and the long term. In the immediate aftermath of the assassination, there was widespread grief and anger, with many people calling for revenge against the Confederacy. Over time, however, Lincoln's legacy as a unifier and a champion of freedom and equality has come to be celebrated, and his assassination is seen as a tragic reminder of the cost of division and hatred. A small request: we work to help you learn something new daily. Consider following us. Your support is what matters the most.